let's see if. Okay, so I see one person in the studio on Podbean Live. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I am doing a sound check on all of my platforms here. And so, let's see. How do I live? Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I see it's DMG ESQJH. I'm not sure who that is, but I do know that Cheeky Bugger is Florence. Hi, Instagram. Hey, Manuel. It's nice to see you. I'm just doing a sound check over here to make sure all of my various to make sure everything is working. Hi, Florence. How are you? I'm getting everything set up. So it looks like, and let's see, I see it's Olin Tangy Garden join. Hi, that's on Instagram. And let's see. Oh, Jess from Princeton Garden. Hi, Jess. Welcome. I'm glad you were able to join and it looks like you got set up really well. So I am seeing who's on each of the platforms. Let's see. Inez is supposed to be joining me here on YouTube, so I'll give her a second. Inez, are you here? Can you hear me? And I think Inez is joining me on Instagram. So hello to everybody on Instagram. Ultimate Gardening Manual. Yes, I am on YouTube as well on my channel. I'm also doing a on Podbean. If you go to Podbean, I have a podcast. So if you want to actually call in, like there's a way for you to call in and actually talk to me and ask me questions on Podbean. You can do that. Okay, so you can see comments on YouTube. Okay, that's good. Okay, so hi, Vima Alvarez. It's good to see you. So it looks like everybody's coming in. Let's see. Looks like there's a couple people on YouTube. Oh, yes, Garden Girl. Hi, Maria. It's nice to see you. By the way, Maria, you sent me an email and your message was blank. I wasn't sure if you were trying to tell me you wanted some seeds. If so, I just need you to send me your mailing address. Oh, so Inez, you can't see the comments on YouTube. Okay, that's weird. I don't know if your browser isn't updated. Hi, Brad. Okay. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to be trying to jump between 3 platforms and get everybody's questions. But before we do this, let me go get my mocha because I'm going to need some caffeine. Oh, yeah. So Inez, what I was saying is that sometimes if your web browser isn't the current version, sometimes all the functions won't be available. So that's not that. Hello, ever hopeful gardener. Guys, I'm going to go get my coffee and then I'm going to do the housekeeping and then we'll get into some questions. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, my name is Brooke. This is the Vintage Gardener podcast. It's a live cast, so I'm hosting this on Podbean, but I am simultaneously streaming it to Facebook Live and not Facebook Live, Instagram Live and YouTube Live. And so I'm going to be trying to take questions from all 3 platforms. Hopefully this goes well. Hi, Lorraine T. I know you guys said you were joining. I'm glad you got the poppy seeds. So for those of you guys who are on Podbean, you have the ability to call in somewhere on your device. There should be a call in button. If you call it in, it's going to send me a notation saying you're calling in. I'll kind of answer it. You'll get an invite and then you can talk. For the people on Podbean, there is a hard 2 hour limit for the studio. So we may get ticked off, but I do believe I can reset it. I did put the link to the YouTube live in it. If I successfully set it, I'll let you know to come back in. We may get kicked off just because of technical issues. Once again, if you go to the YouTube live, I'll announce once I've reset the studio. So, guys, the show is G-rated, so let's keep the language clean. Gosh darn golly gee, whiskey, tango, foxtrot. I think you guys get what I mean. For right now, actually, you know what? You guys can ask as many questions as you want. It'll be right. I don't know how many questions we'll have, but we'll see how it goes. So for those of you guys who are on Podbean, go ahead and call in if you have a question about winter sowing. And let's see, on Instagram, let's see. Instagram, if you guys have any gardening, any winter sowing questions, go ahead and ask. So today's question and answer is about winter sowing. For those of you guys who are oh, okay, actually Jess from Princeton is calling, so I'll invite her. Okay, so Jess, can you hear me?
Is it working?
Yes, I can hear you. Good. Before you start, can everybody on Instagram hear Jess right now? Okay. I hope everybody can do that. Okay, so Brad wants to know, what seeds am I starting right now for winter sowing? Brad, I have 154 varieties. It's poppies, delphiniums, it's all kinds of stuff. I'll have to grab my seed box. Okay, so Jess, what's the question that you had?
So this is my first year trying to start seeds, and I decided to do winter sowing actually in part because I found some of your videos on YouTube.
Okay.
And I just wonder so I'm going to be using milk jugs, and if I have like extra seeds, I think I'm going to do like the dome cups like you do that you have too.
Okay.
But like what would you say is like the number one thing to like look out for, like I'm starting with snapdragons and some like cold hardy vegetables like kale and arugula.
Okay, so the cold hardy vegetables, you can start now. You might not get sprouts until like March, which is fine. When it comes to the snapdragons, I tried those last year and I did an early winter sowing in January. And then I also did a later winter sowing in March. And I found that the ones I started in January, they sprouted, but they just never grew. But the ones I started in March are the ones that really took off and are the ones I ended up putting in my garden. Now, the ones I started in January, in all honesty, I used a Spoma potting soil, which was definitely not the best. So I'm not sure if that had something to do with it, but that's just one of those ones with snapdragons. I would recommend starting part of the seeds now and then part of the seeds later just to see which ones you get the best results are, because there's so much dispute. Like anytime you go to a website, everybody has different plants listed as what you can start and when you can start it, but it really just depends upon where you are and that sort of thing. So that's what I would say. The other thing is I don't know what type of potting soil you're using. I found a Spoma to be way too dry, and I had really bad germination. Since you're in Princeton,
oh great.
Okay, I guess you just saw that too.
Yeah.
Like, really?
All right. Well.
Hang on for a second. Let me see if I can ban him from the.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
So crazy.
Yeah. So guys, I just had somebody who like jumped in, and who has. Okay, I'm gonna block him. Okay. And for those of you who are on Podbean, you probably could see just The name.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And so it was something racist that just popped up. So everyone on Podbean can see it. That's why I stopped. But yes. So let's see. You're in Princeton, so I would recommend maybe something like, since we got a lot of moisture, if you can find like Pro Mix BX, that's what I'm using that this year. I really like that one because it helps with developing the root system on the plant. So that's what I would recommend. But aside from that, like just put them outside, let them do their thing. And even when you see like a couple of inches of ice water on it,
okay,
just it's gonna be okay, I promise. So
and I guess like my other question,
Mhm.
like, first of all, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And then my other question is like, once, so let's say they have germinated, they're looking good. Like when you transplant the seedlings,
Mhm.
are you going into a slightly larger pot first, or are you going right into the ground after that?
I go right into the ground. I don't go into a different pot because the thing is, when you're starting things from seeds, I find that the seed plants that are started from seed are a lot less fussy. They're a lot less hardy. So with things that you can do early sowing, like for example the poppies, the delphiniums, and that sort of thing, as soon as you can work the ground, I would get those in. Anything that's like a half hardy annual, like I think I had on there nasturtiums, like China asters, I would kind of wait on those like closer to like the end of April, May, but just have some frost cloth handy just in case we get like one of those frost, and then you have to actually, and you have to cover it. So
Okay.
yeah. But kale can like vegetables like kale, like they can handle a pretty decent amount of frost. So
Okay. Because I'm really excited to start, and like thank you so much for your help. This is like I was really hoping to be able to ask someone who knew what they were doing. So I'm excited to try it, and thanks again.
oh, you're welcome. No problem. So Manuel from Ultimate Gardening, send me a message through Instagram if you want to, and I'll give you my email so that way you can have a question. So let's see. But Brad, to give you an additional answer to your question with seeds, I had organized my seeds by botanical name. So I'm just going to take it do all the A's first. And I think the A's have Alicia rosea, so that's hollyhock, yarrow. I can't remember the botanical names, but that's what I'm going to start first. And let's see. Okay, so hi, Susan Kilpatrick. Susan, I sent you your seeds. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to Canada. Okay, so Inez says she left her leeks in the container and she never transplanted them. Okay, that's as long as you got some leeks. Let's see. Garden Girl said last year I didn't start till March when I first found out about winter sowing. It that was late for zone 6 in southeast Michigan. Really? Maria, why was that late? Because I've done winter sowing in March and I had pretty decent success with it. Oh, you're welcome, Susan. Let's see. So I see some other people in the studio. So Florence, did you have a question about winter sowing? If so, you can call in. And so hi to the Fake News Network. Welcome to the show. Okay, let's see. Okay. Hi, Florence. Can you hear me?
Hi there. Yes, I can.
Hang on for a second, Florence. Hi, Roxanne. Welcome to the show. For you guys who are on Instagram and and YouTube Live, can you guys hear Florence talking, or could you hear the last person he was on asking questions? I forgot there's a time lag on this. Okay, so Manuel says yes, he could hear them. Okay, good. I just want to make sure you guys can hear. Okay, so Florence, what's your question?
Well, first of all, I was amazed by the amount of poppy seeds you collected. I was like, is she going to be baking with these? It was like a measuring cup, you know.
Oh, by the way,
But anyway,
did you want some seeds?
I started collecting milk jugs.
Okay.
Last year, I did poppy seeds. I even bought a poppy plant in a pretty good size container and stuff, you know, pot. And none of them worked for me. The one that was in the, you know, like 5-inch square pot, just kept on dwindling down to where it was, you know, nothing. So I don't know what it is that I'm doing with these things that I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
But
what type of poppies were?
I'm gonna try, you know, taping the milk jug with the seeds in it and stuff, and putting that outside. Okay. We've been a little. COVID got into the house and it's been spreading all over the place. So I'm like beside myself, but I want to get out there and do something with this.
Okay. Well, first off, what type of poppies did you use? Because last year I had a complete seed failure with the lilac pom-pom poppies that I got from Swallowtail Garden Swallowtail Seeds. I had an issue with them but the year before, but I wasn't sure. But this year I definitely know that was an issue. Was it what type of, do you remember what type of poppy it was?
I don't remember the name, but I do remember I picked them up at Walmart, and it was the red one with the black center.
Okay.
And an orangey type.
Okay.
Like a tangerine.
Right.
Color.
Yeah, and I know.
I don't remember the names of them.
Oh wait, are you talking about the Oriental?
At all.
Are you talking about the Oriental poppies
that I bought in a plant? Was I don't know. Like Imperial comes to mind. Is there one that's called Imperial? It was a red one. I know it was a red one. Right. That's what I asked when I bought it. I wanted to get a red one.
Yeah.
But you know that didn't work. And here's the thing: I water everything with my pond water, so it should have done even better. Right. You know, since it's fish emulsion and stuff. But I don't know if it's because you know I babied them and I loved them too much that I, you know, over cared and killed them. I just don't know. Right.
So wait. So you planted seeds or did you plant poppy roots? I'm a little confused.
Seeds.
There's seeds. Okay. And did they actually sprout though? Or no?
No, nothing.
Nothing sprouted. Okay. I mean, it could have been a bad batch of seeds. I mean, I would go. Let's see. I would go to like. I order my poppy seeds online, and actually, I have some for my garden. So if you want to email me your address, I'll send you some. You can try. Like, I don't do the milk jug. I like doing the solo cups just because it's less prep with the cups. In terms of just, you know, you don't have to like hinge anything. You just take a cup, you pop the milkshake lid on it, and then you're done. Try the ones I give you and see what happens. You can also just sprinkle them on the ground and in a bare spot and just let it do its thing. But it could have been a bad batch of seeds. That does happen on occasion. And hang on for a second. There's another question here. So Garden Girl Maria says, I heard it was late for Lisianthus and some eucalyptus. I've never tried eucalyptus. I did try some Lisianthus via winter sowing last year. I did get sprouts, but I think probably once they sprouted, I probably should have put them in my cold frame for it to take over, and I just didn't do that. This year, I'm doing sprouts indoors, and they've already started to come up. Okay, and Maria says she winter sowed with sweet pea in clear plastic water bottles, but once I planted them in the ground, I lost them. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because they do really well. Susan Kilpatrick, the type of marker you should use for the label containers, I use it's a garden. It's specifically a waterproof garden marker. Because if you use something like a Sharpie, it's gonna wash off. Let's see. Oh, okay, Roxanne. Well, thanks for stopping in. I'll try to replay it on here. I will definitely be replaying on YouTube. And of course, if you want to catch the podcast on Podbean, you can do that too. Okay. So yeah, Florence, send like when this is over, like you have my email address, right?
No, but I message you on Facebook.
Okay, yes.
I can pop my address in there for you.
Yeah, and I'll send you some of the seeds because I probably had a million of them. So I put a half a teaspoon in each bag and I sent it to people who wanted it. So
okay.
If anybody,
that's very nice of you.
Listen,
nice
what was I gonna do with the million poppy seeds? I mean, I could
Right.
probably, spread poppies all across my acre yard. Okay, so let's see. Does anybody on Instagram have any questions?
I did want to say one thing about the marker that you said you used.
Yes, what's up?
I do stained glass.
Okay.
And there's a marker that Milwaukee, the tool company, puts out that does not wipe away. It's better than the Sharpie.
Okay, what's the name of the marker?
They're Milwaukee, like the tool company.
Okay.
Milwaukee makes them. And they come in different colors too.
Okay, so guys, Florence is saying we should all try out the Milwaukee marker. So put that on your list of things to try. Okay, so Manuel from Ultimate Gardening. I don't know if you're still on here. What's the temperature where you are? Because I see you growing cucumbers. Oh my goodness. I this time delay is killing me here. Okay. Okay, so Garden Girl, in terms of the Lizzies inside, you know what? According to the instructions, you're supposed to start those in deep cell packs. So last year when I ordered, I think it was like 200 germander, they came in like these 5-inch plug containers, and so that's what I'm growing mine in. Okay, so Susan says that she had great success with water jugs growing false indigo. Okay, snapped dragons, morning glory, tall verbena, and unknown poppies. Is false indigo, that's baptisia, right? Right, Susan? Okay, good. That's what I thought. So let's see. Hi, Paige B. How are you? Welcome to the show. Did you have any questions? I'm trying to figure out. And Paige B, where do you garden? Florence, are you still on?
Yes, I'm sorry. Only because I don't know.
I don't know.
Getting out of here.
No, it was fine. I was getting ready to ask you, what seeds are you starting this year?
Oh, I picked up some of the hollyhock.
Okay.
And I have the columbines. I put them down in a spot that's close to my house. So it's kind of like shaded, gets morning sun, and then it goes to shade and stuff.
Okay.
I also something else. Oh, I did. I put down some. I put them into the ground. I put some echinacea, the cone plant.
Yeah, coneflower.
Coneflower.
Right.
I did them. I haven't done too much of anything other than that because, like I said, we ended up getting sick and stuff, and
right.
And, just didn't get around to too many things and stuff. I did a lot with elephant ears.
Okay.
I don't know. When you came to the yard, did I show you? Did we walk around back to see the different colored elephant ears?
Yes, you did show me your elephant ear collection.
Okay.
Yes, you had a lot. I did see them.
So I barely got. Well, I got the elephant ears out, but I barely got the cannas out because it just things were happening and stuff. So I was concentrating a lot on getting the things out and drying out and bagging and putting into the basement and stuff. So those are really the only ones that I've started in seed. The hollyhock,
right,
columbine, and the coneflower.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Lorraine T wants to know where did I buy my soil for winter sowing? Okay, so the ProMix BX that I use, I got from Dambly's, which is in Williamstown, New Jersey. They sell it in bales, so it's pretty large. Let's see, the Twin Oaks, which I liked, I got from Haynes Farm and Garden in Cinnaminson, and the Fry, or how you pronounce it. I also got that from Haynes Farm and Garden in Cinnaminson. So those are the two places. A bumper crop I got from Dambly's, and then no, I'm sorry. Bumper crop I got from Spots Garden Center, which is in Medford, and the Happy Frog I got from Dambly's. So, okay. So Susan, when you say which kind of winter, what type of coneflower are you planning to winter sow? Last year, let's see, I did yellow mellow echinacea. I think that's the only one I did winter sowing with. Okay. I'm going to have to remember to set these. Okay. Okay, so Wild Soul Gardener on Instagram says, yes, I just sowed my coneflower, poppies, yarrow, and columbine. In my experience, is this the right time to do this? Yes. Yeah, coneflower. Yep. Poppies. Yes, I did early. Yarrow and columbine. Yeah, you can do all of those right now. Those are fine. Because let's see. The coneflower, yarrow, and columbine are all perennials. The poppies love some cold. So, hi, Jess from Princeton Gardening. See you over there. Let's see. So Susan says with respect to coneflower, she's doing white and yellow, looking for seeds still. Susan, when it comes to echinacea, let's see, where did I get my echinacea from? I got a bunch. I think I got some last year from Baker's Creek. They had a lot of nice ones. Geoseed, which is in South Carolina, has a ridiculous amount of variety, and on top of that, they have it in larger quantities. Sometimes I think for them, like the minimum, depending upon the plants, like the minimum seed count is like 100. So you might want to try there because they have I want to say at least 25 different varieties of coneflower, including white and yellow. Okay, so Garden Girl says, is Happy Frog and Proven Winners good soil to use for this type of sowing? Okay, so let's see. Garden Girl, I've never tried Proven Winner. I wasn't aware Proven Winners had potting soil. If they did, that's news to me. I was not aware of that. Happy Frog, I had good results with it. The one thing I would say about the Happy Frog is that for me, at least, because I'm in New Jersey, we get a lot of moisture. I noticed I had a lot of, especially once the weather thawed, I just found that I had a lot of algae on top because it was a little too moist for me. I found that ProMix BX, the one that's got the mycorrhizal fungi in it, Twin Oaks, and Frey. It's Frey or Fry, how you pronounce it. In my opinion, had the best moisture retention to drainage ratios. That's what I found. With Happy Frog, if you're living in a dry area, I think it retained moisture a little bit more than the others, so that would be a good choice for you. But like I said, I haven't tried Proven Winners soil, so I can't give you an opinion on that one. Okay, so looks like it's just me and you, Florence. Of your dogging. So for those of you guys who are on Instagram and I guess like Facebook, y'all can YouTube, you guys can join us on Podbean and call. There's a chat feature too. If you guys like want to call in a question. So Page B, I noticed that you are from Southern New Jersey. Which part of Southern New Jersey are you from? Okay. So let's see. Jess from Princeton Garden wants to know, do your plants ever grow too large for the containers? I use like the solo cups. I mean, it's a 16-ounce solo cup. There's actually a pretty good amount of dirt in there. So I mean, I know other people use solo cups for things like tomatoes and that sort of thing. So it has a fairly deep reservoir. So I mean, they'll get tall. I mean, I did have things bloom last year in the containers, but um, you know, but I mean, I think I got most of everything planted by like July, so it was, you know, it was okay. I'm trying to think. I think my larkspur got like 18 inches in there. I'm trying to think of something else. Larkspur was the only one that I remember getting really, really tall, but for the most part, I mean, the thing is, I don't thin my seedlings. So like with the poppies, I had sometimes like 5 or 6 little seedlings in one container, and I just split it up when I planted it, and they seem to do, they did seem to do so fine. But would I leave it in there until August? No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, let's see.
And your poppies bloomed last year, right? The seeds that you planted?
Yes, they did bloom. Yes, they did bloom. I did a couple of batches. I did some in early winter, and then when I finally got my seeds from Geo Seeds, I started a late batch, and the late batch I did was called Angel's Choir. And so the most of the poppies bloomed during the month of June, and then they started tapering out. But then the Angel's Choir kind of came into bloom at the end of June. So it was really nice. But yeah, I got blooms. The poppies definitely do better the earlier you get them in the ground, because the ones that I planted when it's really started getting hot just did not do too well. Oh, so Paige B, you're from Morristown. All right. So you're like 2 towns over from me. That's cool, because I'm in Medford. So hi, Mara. Is it Jadeski or Mara Jadeski? How are you? Tonight's live is about winter sowing. So if you have any winter sowing questions, you can put it in the comment section and I will try to get an answer for you. Okay, Inez says you're being a good listener. Okay, well, that's nice, Inez, but I want you to talk. Inez, I know you did winter sowing last year. What are you doing this year? Let's see. Oh, it's Jade Sky. Okay, I'm sorry, Jade Sky. I didn't realize that. I thought that was your last name. Okay. So Jade Sky, where do you garden? Okay, so Garden Girl wants to know, have I ever tried Rocky Mountain Blue Penstemon or Butterfly Blend Penstemon? You know what, Garden Girl, I tried doing a late winter sowing in 2020 of the Rocky Mountain Blue Penstemon, and my greenhouse flipped over couple times and destroyed everything, and so I was so frustrated I didn't do it again. I do have some penstemon seeds this year, so I'm going to try them early because that is a perennial. Let's see. With the Butterfly Blend Delphinium, you know what? I do recall, you know what? I did, now I think about it, I think I did plant that last year. And I know I planted it in 2020 and I lost the seedlings because they flipped over. I know I had an issue last year with some of the stuff that I started with the espoma. I think the Butterfly Blend may have been one of those ones. So it's one of those things I'm going to try again this year and see how it goes. So Paige wants to know, oh yeah, Medford is lovely. Do I remember the ballpark pricing of the Pro Mix from Dambly's? Let's see. I want to say I paid in the 30s, but I got to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what size Ace has, but the one at Dambly's was a huge bale and that lasted. I mean, I did a lot. I mean, I did several hundred containers off of that one bag. Now, granted, maybe you're not doing as many as I did because last year I did 2,800, but I didn't have an issue with it because with the amount I did, I found it was good quality. Okay, so Mara is in Zone 8, Western Oregon. Oh, hi, Parsons Peonies. We're doing a question and answer session on winter sowing. By the way, Parsons Peonies, have you ever tried growing peony seeds from peonies from seeds? Because that's one of those things I'm trying to do, and it's been a struggle. Let's see. Inez is growing vegetables. Okay, and Inez thinks it's worth it. Okay, Jess wants to know, when do you usually buy soil? I haven't bought any, and I'm nervous I won't be able to find it. Oh, I actually, Jess, I actually have soil sitting right outside my door. You might want to call, I don't know what the local garden centers around are in Princeton, where I am. Like I said, because I'm doing Pro Mix, I get that from Dambly's. And Dambly's is one of the few garden centers in this area that stays open all year round. And the last time I was there, which is probably at some point in December, they already started bringing out their seed starting mix because they kind of cater to some professionals. So yeah, but the thing with the Pro Mix BX, check on Amazon because I think you can get it on there. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Garden Girl wants to know. A Garden Girl, you said, are you going to start them early or like in March? Okay, so Garden Girl, I'm doing 2 sets. So I'm doing early. And when I don't have trial, because this week I have a trial, so it's kind of messing up my gardening plans here. But I'm going to start my poppies and perennials now, and I'll probably do, that'll probably take me through February. This year I'm doing fewer cups. I'm only going to do 5 of each variety I have. So at the end of the day, I should have less than 1,000 cups to plant. We'll see. And then in March, I'll be doing the half hardy things like the China asters, like the Bengal frost asters, let's see, the nasturtium, and I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on all the ones that I have for the half hardy ones. But yeah, so I'm going to do 2 batches. Okay, so yeah, Paige, definitely call up Dambly's. They definitely have it because I was in there a few weeks ago and I definitely saw it. The bag I have was black, but I think they changed it because now it's white. You just want to make sure whatever it says it has mycorrhizal fungi, because you'll notice a difference with the root system. Okay, so Mara wants to know, what zone do I garden in? I see people starting winter sowing now, but I think it's too cold for me. No, I am in zone 7, and now is a great time to winter sow. Some of the things, like for example, poppies, hollyhock, delphinium, yarrow, bells of Ireland. I'm trying to remember. I'm drawing a blank here, people. I said delphinium, larkspur. I think I said poppies already, and lupin, and that sort of thing. All of those things really do need cold. So the colder the better. I mean, they're not going to sprout now. They're going to sprout when they're ready. It's just with the cold and wet, depending upon what type of seed dormancy the seed has, because that's the thing. That's why winter sowing works, because seeds have dormancy in them to prevent them from sprouting at the wrong time. So sometimes it's because the seed dormancy is they have hard coats. Sometimes it's a temperature thing. They need a certain amount of cool treatment. Sometimes some of the seeds have chemical inhibitors in them to prevent them from sprouting. And so you need that cold, you need the wet of winter. Like for example, with the chemical inhibitors, the wet conditions of winter actually leaches those chemicals out to allow germination happen. Anything that's got a hard seed coat, the constant freeze thaw cycle is going to break that, is going to, rupture that seed coat eventually. And once the seed coat is ruptured, that's what it sends a chemical signal to trigger germination, that sort of thing. So, it is definitely not too cold for you to start. Let's see. So Mara says, I have a lot of vegetables versus flower and seeds. So didn't know if that is different to start veggies versus flowers. It depends upon what type of vegetables. Last year I did some like cold hardy things. So I did brassica. So I started broccoli, peas, Brussels sprouts. Did I start kale? I'm not sure. And I think I did some spinach. So and they did come up. So I mean, carrots would be a good one. Probably I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do radishes either. But things like tomatoes and peppers, I would not. If you're gonna want to try to winter sow that one, that's something I would kind of wait until like late March and not do now. But yeah, you can do vegetables. Okay, so let's go back to YouTube and see if we've got any question. Okay, so Garden Girl says, I brought some Pro Mix at Menards in the fall, but I can't remember if it had mycorrhizal. Does it make a difference? I would just check to see if it's got it in there. The mycorrhizal fungi helps root development. So last year when I used it, it was like some sunrise lupins, and I used it on zinnias. One thing I noticed when I was starting stuff in the cups is that I would get like a little bit of root development at the top couple inches, and then I would have one long root that went to the bottom. But like when I would take the plant out of the cup, everything in the middle kind of fell apart because there's no roots binding that dirt together. One thing I noticed when I was using the Pro Mix is that like with the zinnias and the lupins that I started, is that when I actually went to pull it out of the cup, I did have some long roots that were kind of coming out of the hole, but the entire cup had roots basically from the top to the bottom. And so it had a lot better root development. And I noticed last year, like when I put my zinnias in, I mean, I grown them before in this location and they got like 4 feet tall. Last year, my zinnias got about as tall as me. I'm 5'4", and they actually were like turning into shrubs. And the thing is, I didn't pinch them. They just branch naturally. But it was absolutely amazing. And I personally think the zinnias performed that well because they had a much more well-developed root system by the time I put it into the ground. So yes. So hopefully, but check. Yeah, Garden Girl, check the bag to see if it's got mycorrhizal fungi. But but Garden Girl, if it doesn't have the mycorrhizal fungi, there's this one company. It's called, oh gosh, what's it called? I want to say it's called like Pro Organics or something. I keep seeing their thing up on Instagram. They do sell mycorrhizal fungi that you can add to your dirt. And then there's another company, I think it's called like Nature's Organics. I just know it comes in a brown cardboard box. They sell mycorrhizal fungi just by itself. And I think you get that on Amazon. So you can just add that to the mix. So Inez says, do I have a hard time separating your plants since I sow several seeds in one cup? No, as long as the plants, like as long as if I let the cups dry out a little bit, that's when it becomes a little bit more difficult. But if it's been regularly watered, I found it to be interesting. I just kind of like let it divide the way it kind of wanted to divide. There were a couple of plants, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think actually with the zinnias, I think I actually did take my hori knife to them and just like cut what was in the cups in like 4 sections. And judging from the size my zinnias got, they didn't seem to mind that I was hacking on the roots like that. So okay, so Mara says, I tend to kill indoor plants. Yes, girl, me too. Because I'm pretty sure I killed almost like 3 of my citrus plants. And outdoor sowing, they don't always germinate for you. So what are my tips for successful germination or not killing the indoor seedlings? Mara, I'll be quite honest. I don't like starting things indoors. The only ones I'm doing this year are Lysianthus, and I'm gonna have to start some germander, and I'll do that. With me, for me, like as soon as they start sprouting, well, if I'm starting in seeds indoors, I usually do that later in March. But basically, as soon as I get them sprouting above the ground, I'm usually trying to get them outside as quickly as possible and get them in the ground. Um, but let's see. I just find that with winter sowing, I get much better germination, because I find with you're starting stuff indoors, you have to, nick the seed coats. You got to soak things. Sometimes you have to pre-sprout things in wet paper towel. It's just a pain. That's why I like the winter sowing in the solo cup so well. Okay, so Garden Girl, do you pinch any of your starts? No. Oh, actually, no, I think the only thing I pinched last year was my dahlias. But aside from that, no, I don't pinch. I'm not a pincher. I should be a pincher, but I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, no, I didn't pinch. And I'll be quite honest, I didn't notice any difference. So maybe this year I'll try it and see, but I can tell you, like with the zinnias, like I didn't pinch anything, and they got like 5 feet tall, and they had five main trunks, and then each of the trunks kind of branched off. It was kind of ridiculous. I had zinnia shrubs actually. Okay, so Page B says you can buy mycorrhizal and fungi in isolation. Have you? I just have never done it myself. Yes, you can buy it by itself. Garden Girl says, have you ever tried soil blocking for indoor seed starting? In my last house at Wild Leaf Cottage, I did do some soil blocks, but I didn't really have a seed starting set up. But I'll be quite honest with the indoor seed starting. I never like I said, I will sprout stuff inside. I think one year I sprouted stuff inside, but as soon as it sprouted, I like took it out into my cold frame. I am a big believer in trying to get your plants to start outside as soon as possible, because I find they just do much better in a natural environment, even if you're putting it in a cold frame. That's my preference. I just find it does better. I had less dampening off issues. They got more light. My cold frame does get some airflow in it. I just found that they were stronger. That's just me. I'm not a real indoor seed kind of girl. Oh, so Mara says, I've winter sown before, but they all weren't successful. Okay, so Mara, what did you try to winter sow? And when did you try to winter sow it? And most importantly, what type of potting soil were you using? Because those things do make a difference. Okay. Jess says that I can't keep a house plant alive easily. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I do have some house plants right now, and I keep watching them, and they're still alive. And I've had them alive for a few months now, so I'm kind of proud. But like I said, I had some citrus trees. I had fruits on my citrus trees. I bought them inside, and let's see. The variegated lemon totally lost all the fruit and defoliated. The kumquat tree and the calamine and orange have all like shriveled, and I don't even know if they're still alive. Right now, the only things I have alive definitely are the lime, the Meyer lime, or whatever type of lime it is. Oh, the Mexican lime, and then my grapefruit tree. The lemon tree, I'm actually going to give it some liquid gold fertilizer by Master Nursery and see if I can resurrect it. But yeah, I had the house plants outside and they were doing wonderfully. And now that they're inside, I'm I'm gonna have my gardener's license revoked. um, okay, so Garden Girl says she was just gifted a set of, I guess, soil blocking for indoor seeds. You know what, Garden Girl, there is a flower farmer in where are they located? Columbus, New Jersey, and they use soil blocking, and they absolutely love it for starting seeds. So the people who do it seem to love it. It's just that, I had that one bad experience and I just never went back. How do I feel about dusting vermiculite on my planted seeds? Last year, I think I used it on the delphinium seeds, and that's pretty much it. I really didn't use it that much. I didn't find with the winter sowing, because of the air circulation that's in the cup, I didn't find that it was necessary. But with the Lysianthus I have, I actually switched to a higher, rather than the short dome that came with it, I switched to a higher dome. So I've been watching it. I may get some vermiculite for that, but yeah. Okay, so Mara says she started winter sowing in January a couple years back, tried to sow flowers like lupine, impatiens, alyssum, carnations, snapdragons, use seedling soil, add some water, and put them in milk jugs on my back deck in direct sunlight. Okay, so Mara, when you say seedling soil, are you referring to seed starting soil or transplant soil, like, or what? Because the soil may be the issue. Let's see. Garden Girl says, I have Lisa Mason Ziegler book with my set. You know what? I really need to get Lisa Mason Ziegler's book. For those of you guys who are listening, Lisa Mason Ziegler wrote a book called Cool Flowers. She's a flower farmer. I follow her on Instagram. And so there's some flowers that you can actually sprout in fall. Plant them then with row covers, and they can handle the cool weather, and they'll develop the roots over the winter, and when they come back the next spring, they'll be much taller plants. One of the things that's on that list are nigella, and the other thing is bells of Ireland. Right, I did have some nigella sprout at the end of last year, and now they're covered with a heavy layer of like leaf mulch, so I'm interested to see will they continue to grow over winter. And yeah, the bells of Ireland I haven't tried that way, but speaking of which, I need to start my bells of Ireland. Okay, so Mara says, oh, hi, organized homeowner. I think your name is Claudia, right? Claudia, we are doing a Q&A on winter sowing. So if that's something you're interested in, you have questions, just say, throw it out there. So Mara says, Jiffy seed starting soil, the one that doesn't have extra stuff in it, made for seeds. Okay, yeah, so Mara, that's probably your issue. When it comes to winter sowing, potting soil is best. Like those seeds really do need cold, wet conditions. Jiffy seed starting mix is going to let too much water drain. It's not good. You need that water. You need that water, and you need the water, to help overcome whatever seed dormancy the seed has, and it's not going to get that using Jiffy seed starting mix. Oh, hi, Claudia. Hey, Claudia, do you ever do winter sowing? Okay, you know what, guys? I got to go put a log on my wood burning stove. Let's take a station identification break. Okay, so I'm back, and for those of you who are on Instagram and YouTube, you can see the two giant cases of seeds that I have. I finally decided to get myself organized. So I don't think Brad's on here, is he? Let's see. So in my A section, I know some of you guys probably are looking to see what I want to sow. I have like hot biscuits amaranth, but that's something I'm going to wait until, because I don't think, let's see. You have to sow this one after your last frost, so that's probably a summer one. I've got a more. I have a lot of amaranth this year. Let's see. I do have some Snapdragon. It's called lemon sherbet. Sherbet. I'm going to wait to do this in March. Let's see. Lorraine says, "Do you refrigerate any seeds?" It's funny you should ask that because I have Menacopsis poppies from last year that I've left in my refrigerator since last year because it's like a Himalayan / Tibetan hybrid Mount blue poppy. So you can store it inside. You can refrigerate it. I know Barbara, who's the owner of the Stonebridge Garden Peddler here in New Jersey, says that she refrigerates her seeds, and she goes, if you do that, they can last like 8 or 9 years, she said. So, yes, Mara. Yes, a potting soil is better than a seed starting soil for winter sowing. Absolutely. The ones. Okay, so don't do Espoma. Tested 6 brands out last year. Espoma was one. I had the worst results with that. I don't know how wet a climate you live in, but if you live in a wet climate, I would go with like Twin Oaks, Fry. That's Frey. Or and my favorite is a ProMix BX. But that one they sell in a bale. So unless you're doing, if you're doing like 10 or so, like maybe not me. I'm doing several hundred, so the bale is very economical for me. If you're in a drier climate, then I would go with bumper crop or Happy Frog. And let's see. Inez. Oh yes, I love Stonebridge Garden Pillars too. Barbara is great. Let's see. Inez wants to know, did I get the blue poppies to bloom last year? You know what, Inez? I got them to sprout, and that's pretty much all that they did. I started those in the Espoma, and so I don't know. I don't think there was enough moisture for it. I know those blue poppies, because they are grown in the Himalayan mountains. They need cooler temperatures, and on top of that, I know last year our temperatures spiked really really quickly. So I'm going to try it again this year with a different type of soil. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to winter sow some again using the ProMix BX. And I think I'm going to try to start some just in my house because I only have my temperature set at like 68, and the room that I've got my seed starting in tends to get a little bit cooler at night because there's the radiator pipes back there. That's a whole issue. So the Menacopsis poppy might like those temperatures in terms of germination. So I'm going to try it. My understanding is the Menacopsis poppies it's hard to get them to germinate. And so basically, this one man who's a very experienced gardener said it took him like 4 years. So I'm taking it all in stride. Okay, so your mom bought me Miracle Grow potting soil for Christmas and my climate as well. Mara, the reason I would not use Miracle Grow potting mix is because Miracle Grow has fertilizer already in it. I personally would not. If you're gonna start seeds, I wouldn't start it in something um that's got fertilizer in it. If you go to the local Lowe's, I'm trying to think. I think they've got a more organic brand. If it has fertilizer, it's like organic, like alfalfa, like that's okay. But the chemical fertilizers, I think maybe probably going to be too much for the little seedling. So, hi, gardening and house plants. We are doing a Q&A on winter sowing. So, if you have any winter sowing questions, just throw them out here. Okay.
Brooke, you mentioned Lowe's.
Yes.
I was there purchasing some stuff. I guess it was toward the beginning of the summer.
Right.
And a lot of their bags were ripped open. And I was a little discouraged about that. I went back, a couple times. By the end of the summer, I went back and there was a sign there that if you purchased the open bags, they were half price. The bags that were like ripped open.
Right.
So a lot of their bags, their big bags, like just the corner was ripped off or something.
Right.
And I drive a pickup truck. So I scooped up like 2 or 3 bags of the big bags of potting soil.
Right.
That's the one that has the tiny little pieces of wood in them and stuff. It's not the loomy stuff that has like the white pieces.
Oh yeah, like the yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
It's yeah. So anyway, so I picked some of them up, and I thought that was a great deal for just like a little corner ripped off or something. The bags being half price. I don't know if they do that all the time, but they did have a sign up that day that I went there, so I picked them up. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
If you're talking, did you go to the Lowe's in Mount Holly?
Whenever at Lowe's, you might ask them.
Yeah, if you went to the Lowe's in Mount Holly, they're usually good about doing stuff like that. Let's see.
I went to the one in Voorhees.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they're even better. Hi, Julia.
That was closer to me.
Hi, Julie. It's nice to see you. We are doing a question and answer session on starting seeds by winter sowing. So gardening and houseplants has the question. I have some seeds, but want to know if the seeds will get the cold stratification they need from winter sowing, or if I should just put the seeds in the refrigerator. So gardening and houseplants, I don't think I saw. What zone are you in? Well, you could just tell me where you live. Oh, round about where you live. I promise I won't try to find you. Yes, that'll be the answer to your first question. Clear for flowers and color. Okay, so Garden Girl says, "OMG, I have the same containers and got them at Michael's on sale. Clear for flowers and color for veggies." Okay, I'm totally lost. I know, you know what? Somebody did ask me a question about where I got stuff. I got my cups from Party City. And I got them, different colors because I color coded my stuff because I'm extra. And then I got the clear lids from webrestaurant.com, and they sell it in a box. You can either get 100 or you can get 1,000. I bought 3 boxes of 1,000 because that's how I roll, people. Okay, so gardening and houseplants, so you're in zone 7B. Okay, well, I'm in zone 7A. Well, actually, you know what? Garden and houseplants, do you live in like the Philly area, or what state exactly do you live in? Oh, and I'm waiting for the response. Longwood Garden should have the blue poppies in March. Yes, you know what, Inez, you're right, they do. I've seen videos, and this year I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see it for myself. And and if I can find one of those gardeners, I'm going to ask them. If I have to put them in a headlock, I will get their secrets out of them. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so gardening and houseplants says North Carolina, if that helps. Ooh, You know what, gardening and houseplants, you might wanna put the seeds in the refrigerator. My mom lives in North Carolina. Actually, she moved to South Carolina now, but she lives in North Carolina too. The problem is y'all don't get a lot of freezing temperatures, and some of those plants really do need those freezing temperatures. So yeah, I would put it in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks and then take it out and do it. See, if you live here in New Jersey, you'd be getting those 14-degree nights like we've been getting lately. Perfect for seed starting. Okay, so Julia says, I'm doing winter sowing for the first time this year. I'm very excited. I'm in North New Jersey. Yes, Jersey in the house. I got a bunch of clear big water jugs from Target, and that's what I'm using. Okay, that's cool. Julie, I don't know if you've seen my YouTube channel. I use milk. I use what I call a solo cup terrarium. So I went to Party City and I got the 16-ounce solo cups, and I ordered milkshake lids from webrestaurant.com. So, at the end of the day, the only thing you're doing is like, putting a hole in the bottom of it. You pop the milkshake lid on. It's really easy. No fuss, no muss. You can pop the lid on and off. It was super easy. Absolutely love it. If you need to do a lot, for those of you guys who've been following me, y'all know that last year I installed a 2,100 square foot garden. So y'all know how many plants I needed. And so I was able to do 2,800 containers last year. Oh, you're welcome, gardening and houseplants. Okay, let's go back to YouTube over here. Okay, so Menacopsis Lingholm is a variety that Longwood Garden uses. Yes, that's what I have. That you know what, Inez, that's what I have. You know what, Inez, I am gonna. There are a couple of other types of Menacopsis that are like white and pink. I ordered some from, I think it was Outside Pride. Those should be here soon, I think. Okay, Julie says interesting. I'll check it out. I may change it up next year. Oh yeah. Well, like I said, actually, if you go to the pictures in my Instagram profile, if you go like scroll like down to like January, you'll see all the winter sewing cups I did. It was kind of good. Okay, Jess, thank you so much for joining me. Have a good night. Oh, sure. I think Sherry signed off. Okay. Okay, so Garden Girl says, "Oh my, I agree. I got some BMX soil discounted $5 cheaper. I guess because the bag was ripped." Garden Girl, I guess that's what you're talking about. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's right. I was telling you guys the seeds I'm doing. Okay, so I'm doing more of the Chantilly. Like, you know what? I'm still trying to figure out if I should do more of the Chantilly light salmon snapdragons because they've had a lot of freezing weather recently and they're still green, and so I don't think they're gonna die. So I'm thinking of waiting to spring and then just cutting them back and see what happens. I do have some asters, the Sea Star mix. I think it's like more of a China aster, so I'm going to do that in March. I have some, let's see, yarrow. It's flower burst lilac. I have some Cheaters double blend hollyhock. I have some alyssum. I'm kind of debating upon whether or not I want to grow it. It's just it only gets 3 to 4 inches tall. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? You know. I've got some asters. It's like a called Nove Belgi mix. More amaranth. I have a lot of amaranth this year. A lot of the Love Lies Bleeding. I found a number of green varieties, so I'm really excited about that. The one downside is because amaranth produces seeds, I'm kind of afraid I'm going to create a mess and I'm going to have this like taking over my garden. So I do have asters, daylight, frost, rose frost. I do have agrostemma. It's the purple and pink contessa. I planted this last year. It bloomed. It was very pretty, but they seemed like it died. So I'm going to restart that. You know, I've got some milkweed, and I'm not sure if I should go there. I'm terrified because I know this can be kind of invasive.
I grew milkweed in Marlton for 30 years. And it goes everywhere.
It does.
It's in your grass. It's everywhere. It's the natural, milkweed, the stuff that grows on the side of the roads and stuff like that. But I grew it for the butterflies and stuff.
How do you think it would do in a pot?
Well, that's the thing. If they go to seed, they go everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. If the pot is on the ground, the root will go out the bottom of the pot and move over too.
Okay, well then I can grow it on my concrete. Okay. Okay, so Garden Girl says, "Oh, my seeds in the photo containers from Michael's." Okay, cool. Okay, you have your veggies in the color containers and the flowers in the clear ones. Oh, see, I did mine the opposite, kind of. I did my flowers, more of them in the color ones, and then my veggies are in the clear ones. Oh yeah, so I got some hollyhocks called Spring Celebrity Lemon. You know what the thing with hollyhocks is they're short-term perennials, a lot of them, and so I've grown them before where I direct sow them and I didn't really get them to perennialize. So I feel it's one of those types of things I just need to start a couple every year just to make sure I always have blooms. I have this one variety called Obey. Don't know which one that is. I got one called Queenie Salmon. More yarrow. I think I might plant a little bit more yarrow. Then I got Antwerp hollyhock. That should be, blooming this year. And then I have banana hollyhock. So that's my A section. So yeah. This year I'm going to try to see if I can only plant like less than 1,000. Hi, Auntie's Garden. Oh, milkweed goes under the concrete too? Oh Lord, Inez. Okay, okay, you know what? I guess then I don't know what I'm gonna do because I really don't want to have to deal with anything invasive. Okay, so Auntie's Garden says
you can get the milkweed that's not the
invasive kind.
Yeah, the I don't know what you call it, the natural one that we have around here that makes that big fluffy thing. It's little tiny milkweed. They can get little pink flowers or little orange flowers. Some call it Mexican milkweed.
Okay.
That is not invasive at all, and you can it stays small. It doesn't get like 6 feet tall and all that kind of stuff.
You know what? But you know what? Though Florence, like when I put stuff in my yard, like last year, there was stuff that was like twice its size. So I don't know. I'll have to think about that one.
The native milkweed that we have that grows in the woods and on the side of the road and stuff like that, that gets tall and viney because it reaches for sun if it's growing around a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
And that stuff, gets it just flies everywhere, goes everywhere. If you have a crack in your concrete, it will go through the crack and travel. I had zoysia grass all around my flower bed. It got into the zoysia grass, and you could see, it coming up here and there like it was like a little trail where you could follow the root, and then the little plants would come up from it. But it is
yeah,
you do have to manage it.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I can be taking on all that. Okay. So Auntie's Garden says, let's see. Good idea to use the color boxes. I'm using all clear. They were just on sale too. Yeah, that's why I got them. Okay. So Auntie's Garden says, I'm late to the chat. Girl, you're not late. You're not late. Superstars show up whenever, right? Hi, I'm doing very well. How are you? I'm waiting for your winter sewing in the colorful cups. Yes, I'm bad. I know. I need to start. I'm gonna try to do. Right now I have like 150 varieties of seeds in my containers, and that's just the flowers. That's not the vegetables. That's just flowers, and I have like 3 or 4 orders still to come. And on top of that, I'm part of the Hardy Plant Society, and I got seeds through them, and those have not gotten here yet. And some of those are like I didn't even realize that like hellebores like made seeds like that, but I'm getting like 3 or 4 different types of hellebore seeds. There's a couple different types of woodland peonies. I'm getting some tree peony seeds. I'm hoping to have better luck with that because I'm hoping because I did have somebody comment on one of my YouTube videos with trying to grow peonies from seeds and said that they thought that my seeds were probably too old because once peony seeds got past a certain time, they really wouldn't germinate. And some of the seeds I had, the ones actually that I had the best success rate with were the ones that I collected from my old house right before I left. But the other ones, it wasn't good. So with what I'm getting from the Hardy Plant Society, I think that stuff is fresh. So I may have a better luck because I love peonies. Okay, so Garden Girl says I grow the showy milkweed and it's not invasive. Okay. Auntie's Garden said, you're starting a potager garden? You know what, Auntie's Garden, I'm not, you know what? I'm eventually going to do a potager garden, but that plan kind of went into disarray because last year I had to get a survey, expensive, and I realized that my property lines on one side were wrong, and it was wrong in a good way. It was wrong in the sense that it gave me more space. So I'm going to move my vegetables to a different area, but that's going to be temporary because where I want my potager garden to go, I really need to have like 6 trees taken out, like the roots removed and that sort of thing. Where I was planning to put it, I didn't realize, but I have like my septic line going out that side. And so, although it's down far, growing ornamental flowers in that area is fine. Growing like vegetables or something edible in an area where there could be a leak is a different story. So, I'm definitely going to have to go back to the drawing board on that one. So, yeah, so I'm doing some temporary stuff, but my ultimate, potager garden, it's going to be some years down the road before I can do what I truly want to do. So, yes, that is it. Okay. So, anybody else got more questions? You know what? My computer keeps wanting to like go to sleep on me and Florence over here.
Mine's do the same thing, but the volume continue even though my iPad shuts down and goes black, I can still hear you.
Oh yeah, okay, well that's good.
So that stays on. It doesn't completely cut you off.
Okay, so Auntie's Garden. By the way, Auntie's Garden, what is your first name? I mean, I can call you Auntie's Garden, but I don't know what your first name is. Okay, so there's a time lag here. Okay, so while she's doing that, I'm gonna grab the B section in my thing. Oh wait, I don't have any plants that have the botanical name starts with B. I need to fill this one. So y'all have some suggestions, let me know. So let's move to the C. Okay, so I've got Centuria classic fantastic. This is oh my gosh, bachelor buttons. Yeah, you know what? I've seen so many places that say bachelor buttons are one of those things you can do winter sewing on, and yeah, they supposedly they can handle frost. Yeah, they couldn't handle a frost. I'm gonna try a different variety, but I wasn't impressed. Got more cornflower. That's the Centuria, the bachelor button cornflower. Asters. Why is this in this container? I've got Canterbury bells. Got more cornflower. I have something called honeywort. We'll see. I got this from Longwood Gardens. I got Amish coxcomb celosia. I think that's going to be really, really pretty. Okay, so Auntie's Garden's first name is Andrea. Okay, so Auntie's Garden, what are you growing? Because I know aren't you like in California? All that green. You up in there showing on your channel, just making everybody else jealous. I got some red buff calendula. I said I wasn't going to grow calendula this year. I don't know why, but I did it anyway. I got more calendula. I've got like 4th of July mixed cornflowers. I got a lot more celosia because I grew some from seed last year. It was the Red Chief Flame. Absolutely great. Got the Cosmo double click blend. I got some calendula called Cantaloupe, which I think will be pretty. I got Barbora purple celosia, Barbosa champagne celosia, Sylphid celosia. That's a green one. And then I have this like Bengal frost aster, the Tower chamois aster, Tiger Par aster, and Ruby Parfait celosia, and then Mammoth magenta celosia. So there's going to be a lot of celosia, guys. Next year I really want to do a botanical Christmas tree. And so I was looking around to see how I could dry all these flowers. And so the 3rd floor of my house is empty. There's no like heat or anything up there, air conditioning. So I think it'll be perfect place to dry some flowers. So, alrighty then. Oh yes. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Yeah, you know what? It's amazing how your tastes change, because I have been seeing celosia like in the stores for such a long time. And I was just like, why would anybody want to grow that? And now I'm just like, I'm all about the celosia. I don't know. But I guess the other thing is that when you're growing your own varieties, because I get to pick the ones, I'm obviously picking ones that look different or more like specialty varieties. And so they look different. So maybe that's probably it. Okay. So Andrea says, I'm in Southern California. Yeah, I know you in Southern California. You're making everybody jealous. So you're growing pansies, impatiens, violas, ornamental kale, and saffron. You're growing saffron, girl. You better guard that stuff because is that we're talking about the spice, right? Because that stuff is expensive. So you need to put some barbed wire. Like you need to make that stuff Fort Knox. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like wasn't saffron one of those things like because of the rarity, like you could actually use it as currency in some places. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Okay.
It's the most expensive spice.
Okay.
And it's more expensive than gold or anything. But I thought saffron was made from the center of a specific crocus plant.
I don't know.
Or
so
am I wrong?
I know. Hey, Andrea. So with the saffron, is that are we talking about the spice or are we talking about something different? Okay. She also says in her cut flower garden, I have ranunculus, lilies, daffodils, and tulips coming in the spring. Mm-hmm. Speaking of ranunculuses, okay, y'all want to see what I did? Y'all want to see my insanity? Okay. I shouldn't be showing y'all this level of insanity because y'all are going to go wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. Watch this.
Wait a minute. Am I supposed to be seeing you like a video? Because all I have is a black screen.
Oh, no. I'm doing it on, I'm doing a podcast on Podbean, and I'm live streaming it to YouTube Live and Instagram Live. You guys see this box right here?
I'm gonna try to find you on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, so this box right here, like Lowe's had this 50% off. I bought 22 bags of ranunculus, 25 each, so I have like 500 of these bad boys. Unfortunately, they're not like I can't, like, they can't handle the New Jersey winters, so I can't put them in, but yeah. So I got to pull them in I am going to put it in my attic because it's a little bit cooler. That'll keep, but let's see. So Garden Girl says, I started tropical milkweed in my jugs, and tropical milkweed doesn't get crazy, and I grow those in a pot in the ground. Okay. Well, maybe I'll try some tropical milkweed because I would like to help the butterflies, but I don't want it taking over my garden because, so Peach says fall crocuses. Oh, okay. I haven't, I've never grown crocuses. I should try that. So Andrea says, my vegetables are curly mustard greens, string beans, broccoli, bok choy, Spanish. Yes, saffron spice. The saffron will be in the center 3 strands. Oh, spinach. Not Spanish. Okay. I was like, you know what? There's so many varieties of plants. Like if you see, I didn't even question it. I'm like, oh, there's a Spanish version of bok choy. Okay. Okay. Oh, fall crocus for the saffron. Oh, okay. Okay. Huh, interesting. I've only used saffron like one time. I think I was using it because I was making some sort of Spanish rice and the recipe called for saffron, so to color the rice, and that's pretty much it. Triple Oaks Nursery carries the saffron crocus. Inez, I wish Triple Oaks were much or closer to where I live. Oh, hey,
wait a minute, that was me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, just just mute if you're on YouTube, just whatever you're playing it through, just mute that part. So
mute the YouTube, right?
Exactly. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm new to all of this.
No, it's fine. So Lisa Ziegler lists bachelor button as winter hardy to zone 6. So wait, hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I just you know what? Garden Girl, I grew bachelor button. And I don't know, maybe it's the variety, because I know some varieties are perennial, but whatever I had, it was not perennial. You know, it did not handle that frost. Like it killed off most of my bachelor button. I was so upset. I really was. Okay, so Auntie's Garden says I got them off of Etsy. Oh, I grew bachelor button last spring and I fell in love with them. You know something? The thing is, like when I'm seeing everybody else's bachelor button, and I don't know, maybe it's because of the location I had my bachelor button the one year, but everyone else's bachelor buttons seem like they're kind of big, and mine were like teeny, and I was just kind of like, oh look, bloom. So I don't know. I gotta but I think it just may because in my promenade beds it's more sandy. So I don't know. Or maybe I kept it because of how I did, start seeds that year. I may have inadvertently stunted the growth, because I will stunt some growth on some plants. Okay. So yes. Okay. Let's see. What's this little dot up here? Okay. Alrighty then, guys. So we are now at 9:25. So last call for winter sowing questions. Anybody? I gotta get all y'all on Podbean. Because on Podbean, I literally have, let's see, one, two, aside from myself, I can have 7 callers on the line, and we can do like a party line. One of the past podcasts, I think there was like 4 of us on. That was hilarious. So I did do a video on how to use Podbean and how to call in on the whole thing, because it really is quite easy. Okay, so Auntie's Garden wants to know the soil mix for my cups. Okay, so Auntie's Garden, I tested 6 last year. The winner, in my opinion, was ProMix BX with mycorrhizal fungi. So that's what I'm going to be using in my winter sowing cups this year, exclusively. The lids I use for solo cups are called milkshake lids. Yeah, hang on for a second. Let me see if I can pull up another. Hang on. Let me see if I can do this. Because I do. Ooh. Okay, hang on. Did I? Okay, I didn't do that. Okay, good. Let's see. Solo cup milkshake lid web restaurant. Let me see if I can pull up the link. I'll just post it in the thing so you guys can see. Uh-oh. Because it's a domed lid. Let's see. Did I have an account? Let's see. Okay, hang on for a second. I don't even. Okay, that's.
You know what they reminded me of? The Slurpee lids.
Yeah, basically that's what they are. Hang on for a second. Let me see if I can find. I'm trying to remember what account I use. Web restaurants. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's see. It's a milkshake lids. Okay, let's see. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What on earth? You know what? Let me see. Solo dome lid. Is that what it was under? Okay, here we go. There we go. Ooh, girl, the price went up on these babies. Ooh, it went up a lot too. Okay, web restaurant. I mean, I know times are tough, but glory, hallelujah. That's a big jump. Okay, so I got the address. So let me copy this into the chat box. Yes, Andrea, Pro Mix BX. It's got the mycorrhiza. Okay, and so web restaurant store, it's the solo cup domed lids. So I'll have to find the exact link because man, oh man. Wait, hang on for a second, guys. I think I gave you the wrong one. Hang on. Let me look at this. Okay, this is more like it. Okay, you know what? Let me put the correct link in here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm giving you guys bad information. Okay, so this is let's see. I think it's actually this one. Okay, there we go. Okay. So Garden Girl says I bought some kind of saffron from Baker Creek. They have some really interesting stuff at Baker Creek. I'm looking forward to I am actually, my stuff is on order from them. They have shipped it. So I cannot wait till those seeds get there because I'm just ready to I'm ready to start planting. So okay, any other questions? Because if not, I'm going to sign off. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm glad I got a lot of people who were, interested and had some questions. And I'm trying to figure out what am I supposed to do here? Oh, okay, that's how that works. Okay. Okay, so Florence, I'm going to sign off. Don't forget to email me your address so I can send you some poppy seeds.
I already sent a message to you, a messenger.
Okay, cool. I didn't. Okay,
if you put your return address on it, while I was sitting here, I went digging through my little shoebox of seeds, and I have milkweed seeds, the Mexican ones, and I'll send you some of them.
Florence, honey, I'm gonna have like 200 varieties of seeds. I really can't take anymore.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so on YouTube it said I froze. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, guys, hopefully I'm active right now. Guys, I'm signing off. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you guys have another topic that you want me to go over for the next live podcast, message me on Instagram. I'm the Vintage Gardener NJ, and we will do this again. Hey Caleb, hi Josh. Caleb, I'm actually getting ready to finish this live. Sorry about that. I will post it on Instagram so you guys can watch the recap. But yeah, if you guys have any other topics you guys want me to cover, want to ask me about, just send something. I'm still trying to figure out what the next topic is going to be. Last year I did the winter sowing on camera. I'm going to do that this year too. Yes, I am going to do it. I have not started yet, but yes, I am planning to do some new videos on winter sowing. So, you guys can see that. And Lorraine, I'm glad that you found the information valuable. I'm going to hopefully I do have a great week. I'm starting trial on Tuesday and not happy about that. So, but I did enjoy taking a work break to come do this with you guys. So anyway, guys, good night. And I will see you guys in the next podcast.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Oops. Okay, let's see. And live stream. Garden Girl, you see them for 102 for 1,000. No. Garden Girl, it's the second link that I sent you guys. It should be hang on for a second. Let me make sure I sent you the correct link. The second link that I sent you is if it's in the chat, is $48.99 a pack. That's what I got them. So the link is just above here. Actually, let me see if I can post it again so you have it. So yes, that's the link. And okay, guys, on Instagram, I'm signing off. Let's see. And now, let's see. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Hang on a second. Okay. Hang on, guys. Okay. Winter sowing. Yes. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Walmart has some for $223.99 for 100 sets. Okay. Walmart Rickle Corp. Okay, I will check that out too. I just know I needed 1,000. So anyway, guys, thanks you so much. I'm gonna end live stream, but I will see y'all in the next video or the next podcast. So good night.